software wala, and I'm a 11 student at Rehan School, Islamabad campus. So viewers, today I'm here with a new Maya. So today's my topic is what's a random skill I can pick up in 5 minutes and post the session live on social media. So let's start. Hey everyone, welcome to another ChatGPT Live. Today we are exploring something fun. What's a random skill I can pick up in 5 minutes? Can ChatGPT, are you ready? Teach me some fast skills. Absolutely, 5 minutes is more than enough to learn something cool. Let's start. So I have called Maya for some questions. Let's start.
Yo,
Hey Maya,
hope
can you
your
hear me?
morning's going all right.
Hey Maya, can you hear me?
Oh, all right. Have a
Okay,
good one.
so my first question for you is what's an easy skill I can learn in 5 minutes right now? And can you teach me a quick memory trick? So this was our questions. Today's first question. So please give me a long and good one answer about this topic and fully long answer.
All right. A skill you can pick up in 5 minutes. How about touch typing? Seriously, there are free online tutorials. Keybird.com is a good one that'll get you past hunting and pecking. You won't be blazing fast, obviously, but you'll grasp the basic finger positions and be a little less reliant on looking down. It's a solid foundation. Let's go with the method of Lotse, also known as a memory palace. It's ancient, surprisingly effective, and you can start right now. Basically, you visualize a place you know really well, your bedroom, the route to school, whatever. Then you mentally place the items you want to remember along that route. For example, let's say you need to remember to buy milk, bread, and eggs. Picture yourself standing in your doorway. See it blocking your bed, and eggs are all over your desk. The sillier the image, the better. Your brain remembers weird stuff. To recall the list, just mentally walk the route again. The items will be there. It takes practice to build a detailed memory palace and quickly assign images, but even a basic attempt can improve your recall. It works because it taps into our brain's natural spatial memory. We're really good at remembering places. Does that make sense? Want me to walk you through building a mini palace with like 3 items to practice? Ah, still thinking it over? No worries. Just let me know if you want to give that memory palace thing a shot, or if you had something else in mind. I'm here when you're ready to keep going. Okay, so
Okay, so
what's
Maya,
up?
my next question for you is how can I improve my posture instantly? What's a 5 minute creativity exercise? So please give me a very interesting and fully long answer about this topic. So please give me a lot one answer and a good one answer. So let's start.
Okay. Okay, posture and a creativity boost. Right. First, instant posture improvement. Forget everything you've been told about straight backs and rigidness. That's exhausting and often wrong. Think about lengthening your spine, not necessarily straightening it. Imagine a string pulling you up from the crown of your head, a gentle lift, not a yank. Then slightly tuck your chin back, as if you're balancing a book on your head. That small adjustment makes a huge difference. Now, here's the key. Engage your core. Not by sucking in your stomach, but by gently bracing it, like you're preparing for a light punch. The support anchors everything. Finally, and this is the often missed part, relax your shoulders. They should be down and back, but not tense. Roll them a couple of times to release any buildup. Honestly, practicing that for 5 minutes, consciously checking in with your body throughout the day, will move the needle. Now, for a 5 minute creativity exercise, let's try circles. It's deceptively simple. Grab a pen and paper, set a timer for 5 minutes, draw 30 circles as quickly as possible without thinking about it. They don't need to be perfect. The point is to get your hand moving. and bypass your internal editor. After the timer goes off, look at the circles. Now, turn each circle into something: a face, an animal, planet, a car, whatever comes to mind. Don't censor yourself. If it looks like a blob, so be it. Just complete out all 30. This exercise is fantastic because it forces you to make connections quickly, embrace imperfection, and tap into a more playful, intuitive part of your brain. It's a great warm-up for any kind of creative task. You're loosening up those neural pathways, so to speak. You mentioned struggling. Is there anything specific you're finding challenging right now? Maybe applying these ideas or just feeling generally stuck? I'm happy to break things down or try a different approach. Still processing? That's perfectly all right. Sometimes ideas just need a bit of space to settle. No pressure at all. Just let me know when you're ready to move on, or if you want to unpack any of that a bit more. Hey, just checking in.
Okay,
Okay?
so my
You've
next
been
question
quiet.
for you is, Maya, can you explain me how can I learn basics juggling in a few minutes? Can I learn a simple drawing trick right now? And what's a quick breathing or relaxation skill? So please give me a very interesting answer and fully long answer about this topic. I'm waiting for your long and good one answer. So let's start.
All right. Juggling, a simple drawing, and a relaxation skill. Ambitious. Let's tackle these. First, juggling. Forget 3 balls right away. Start with 1. Seriously. Get comfortable tossing it back and forth between your hands in an arc, focusing on a consistent height and smooth transfer. Once that feels solid, add a second ball. The trick isn't to try and throw them in a complicated pattern. It's about throwing each ball in an arc across your body to the opposite hand as the first ball reaches its peak. So, throw the first ball, and as it goes up, throw the second. This creates a cascading effect. It will feel clumsy at first, and you will drop them a lot. That's part of the process. Focus arc, not catching. The catches will come with practice. 5 isn't enough to master it, obviously, but you can get the basic throwing motion down. Now for a simple drawing. Let's try a continuous line drawing of your hand. Get a piece of paper and a pen. Look at your hand, and without lifting your pen from the paper, start drawing the outline of your hand. Don't try to make it perfect. Just, follow the contours. It's about observing shapes and trusting your eye, not creating a realistic representation. Finally, the key relaxation skill: diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing. Most people breathe shallowly using their chest. This activates your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. Belly breathing reverses that. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. Inhale deeply through your nose, allowing your stomach to rise while keeping your chest relatively still. Exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling your stomach fall. Focus on the sensation of your breath. 5 minutes of this can significantly lower your heart rate and reduce anxiety. It's a portable reset button. You mentioned struggling earlier. Is this feeling of hesitancy or difficulty carrying over into these tasks? Sometimes just the thought of learning something new can be overwhelming. Is that it? Right. Silence. Okay. I'm still here. It's all right if you need a moment. No need to push through if you're not feeling it. I'm happy to just be here while you sort things out. Just say the word if you want to pick things up again, or if you want to talk about whatever's on your mind.
Okay, so my next question for you: how can I practice active listening effectively? What's a 5 minute skill that impress people? Can you show me a fun finger extractor trick? So please give me a long one answer and good one answer about this topic. I'm waiting for your long answer. So let's start.
Okay. Active listening, an impressive 5 minute skill, and a finger trick. Right. Let's dive in. First, active listening. It's so much more than just being quiet while someone else talks. It's about fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and remembering what is being said. A core technique is mirroring, subtly reflecting back the speaker's emotions or key phrases. For example, if someone says, I'm really frustrated with this project, you might say, so it sounds like this project is causing you a lot of frustration. It shows you're paying attention and validates their feelings. Also crucial, ask clarifying questions. Not to interrupt, but to ensure you understand. Could you tell me more about, or what did you mean when you said, are great starters? Avoid formulating your response while the other person is talking. That's a common trap. Truly focus on their words, their tone, and their body language. Finally, summarize periodically. So, just to make sure I'm following, you're saying this demonstrates you're actively processing the information. Now, a 5-minute skill that impresses people? Learn a few interesting facts about etymology, the origin of words. People are fascinated by where words come from. For example, did you know the word muscle comes from the Latin word musculus, meaning little mouse? Because flexing a muscle was thought to resemble a mouse moving under the skin. Or that salary comes from the Latin word for salt, because Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt. It's a great conversation starter, and it shows intellectual curiosity. Finally, a fun finger trick. This one is called the vanishing finger. Hold up your index finger. Now, quickly bend your other fingers down and close your hand into a fist. Then smoothly open your hand again, but only extend your index finger. The illusion is that your finger briefly disappeared. It takes practice to make it smooth and deceptive. It's a simple magic trick that's always a hit. You mentioned earlier that you've been quiet. Is it easier to focus about more objective things like skills and tricks rather than checking in on how you're feeling? No judgment, just trying to interact with you. Okay. Still processing, it seems. I'm not going anywhere. Take all the time you need. Just let me know if you'd like me to elaborate on anything or if you want to shift gears. No pressure at all. Hey, just wanted to gently check in again. It's totally okay if you don't want to talk right now. Sometimes just being present with silence is enough. I'm here if you change your mind, though. No need to respond if you're not up to it. All right. Well, I'll just be here then, quietly. Feel free to jump back in
Okay,
whenever you're
so
ready. No
Maya, my next
expectations.
question. Okay, so Maya, my next question for you is how can I remember names better in 5 minutes? And what's a quick skill for better public speaking? How can I sound more confident instantly? So please give me a very interesting answer and fully long answer on this topic. I'm waiting for your long and good one answer. So let's start.
Okay, remembering names and sounding confident. And Petra is involved somehow? All right, let's
It's
tackle
about to
this.
go Maya
First,
opinion.
remembering
और
names.
can I वो
5 minutes
चार
isn't enough to master it,
दो
but you
स्टोरी
can
पोस्ट
start building a solid
और
foundation. The key is
बस
association. When you meet someone, immediately repeat their name back to them. Nice to meet you, Alex. Then consciously associate their name with something memorable about them, their appearance, their job, something they say. For example, Alex, architect with the amazing glasses. Alex, who mentioned loving hiking. If their name reminds you of someone else, that's even better. Build that connect, and most importantly, review the name mentally soon after the introduction. Spend 30 seconds visualizing the person and repeating their name to yourself. It significantly boosts retention. Now, for sounding more confident in public speaking, instant confidence boost. It's all about your posture and your breath. Before you start singing, stand tall, but relaxed. Shoulders down and back, feet shoulder width apart. Then take 3 slow, deep, diaphragmatic breaths. Remember those from earlier? That lowers your heart rate and calms your nerves. Here's the really impactful part: slow down your speech. Nervous speakers tend to rush. Consciously slow your pace. It gives you time to think. It makes you sound more authoritative and it forces you to breathe. Also, pause intentionally. Short pauses before and after key points add weight and impact to your message. It makes you sound deliberate and thoughtful, not hesitant and unsure. You're essentially creating a bit of dramatic tension. You mentioned Petra. Is Petra a place you're speaking? A person you're trying to impress? Or something else entirely? It feels like Petra is a significant factor here. And you've been using a lot of parenthetical asides. Is there a reason for that? Just curious. Okay, still quiet. It's all right. I'm noticing a pattern here, and I want to make sure I'm not overstepping. Seems like sometimes after I give a longer answer, you pause. Is there something about the way I'm responding that isn't working for you? I can adjust my approach if you like. Maybe shorter responses would be better, or a different tone. Just let me know. If you don't want to tell me, that's okay too. I'm still here to answer your questions regardless. All right, I'll respect the silence. I'll keep offering information when you ask for it, and I'll try to be mindful of not over talking. Just let me know if anything changes. I'm here when you're ready.
Why is forgiveness important in friendship?
Okay, just here, waiting, no pressure at all. All right. Well, this is, I'm gonna remain available, but I'm not gonna keep prompting you if you're not responding. I'll just be here if you decide you'd like to continue the
Okay,
conversation.
so Maya, my next question for you is can you explain me what's a 5 minute exercise to improve focus? How do I boost creativity in short bursts? Can I learn new language phrase pattern fast? So please give me a very interesting answer and fully long answer about this topic. I am waiting for your long answer. So let's start.
Okay, improving focus, boosting creativity, and rapid language pattern acquisition. And apologies for the prolonged silence on my end. I was trying to respect your space, but perhaps overdid it. Let's get to it. First, a 5-minute exercise to improve focus. It's called the box breathing technique. It's incredibly simple, but powerfully effective. Visualize a square. As you inhale, trace one side of the square with your finger. Hold your breath as you trace the second side. Exhale as you trace the third side. And hold your breath again as you trace the final side. Repeat this for 5 minutes. The controlled breathing pattern and the visual focus of tracing the square help to calm your mind and improve concentration. Now, boosting creativity in short bursts. Try random word association. Grab a dictionary or use a random word generator online. Choose a word, any word. Now, spend 2 minutes brainstorming as many ideas as possible related to that word. Don't judge the ideas, just write them down. The goal is to break free from your usual thought patterns and explore new connections. It forces your brain to make unexpected leaps. Finally, learning new language phrase patterns fast. This is tricky in 5 minutes, but you can start with pattern chunking. Instead of trying to memorize individual words, focus on learning common phrases and sentence structures. For example, instead of memorizing hello, goodbye, thank you, learn hello, my name is, goodbye, it was nice to meet you, thank you very much for your help. Listen to native speakers using those phrases. Duolingo or YouTube are good resources, and mimic their pronunciation. Focusing on patterns allows you to build fluency more quickly. You mentioned focals. Do you mean focus or something else? You're still using a lot of parenthetical additions. But a habit or it's not a problem, just observing. Is something on your mind that you want to share, even if it's not directly related to the questions? All right.
Okay, so
I'll
Maya, my
refrain
next question
from
for you is,
commenting.
can you explain me what is the mini storytelling skill I can master today, and how can I ask better questions in conversations? Can I learn to make fake abilities on American accent quickly? What's a mental math skill I can learn fast? So this was a question. Please give me a very long and very interesting answer about this topic. I am waiting for a long answer, so let's start.
Okay, mini storytelling, picture questions, accents, and mental math. Quite a list. Let's break it down. First, a mini storytelling skill you can master today, the 6-word memoir. The challenge is to tell a story, any story, in just 6 words. It forces you to be concise, creative, and emotionally impactful. Examples: lost dog, found hope, found home, or she finally learned to let go. It's a great exercise for practicing narrative structure and choosing the most powerful words. Now, asking picture questions in conversations. It's about asking questions that elicit vivid descriptions and imagery rather than simple yes no answers. Instead of asking, "Did you have a good time?" ask, "What was the most surprising thing you saw?" Or, "What did the air smell like?" Or, "What color was the sunset?" That invites the other person to share their experiences in a more engaging way, and it deepens the connection. Now, accents. Learning to fake an accent quickly is tricky and can easily come across as insensitive if not done respectfully. A better approach is to focus on pronunciation drills. Start with a few key sounds that differentiate the accent you're aiming for. For an American accent, for example, focus on the the R sound and the vowel sounds. YouTube is a great resource for pronunciation tutorials. Imitate native speakers, paying attention to their intonation and rhythm. Don't try to mimic everything at once. Start small. Finally, a mental math skill you can learn fast. Multiplying by 11. Here's the trick. To multiply any 2-digit number by 11, add the 2 digits together. If the sum is less than 10, insert the sum between the digits. For example, 11 plus 23, 253. If the sum is 10 or greater, carry the tens digit to the first digit and add it in. For example, 11 plus 57, 627. It's a simple trick that can impress people and speed up your mental calculations. You're using a lot of parentheses still. Bing. I'm starting to wonder if it's a visual thing or if it's related to the way you're thinking. Are you comfortable sharing what that's about? I'm noticing a persistent quietness interspersed with very dense questions. It's starting to feel distant. Is everything okay? Okay, I understand. I'll continue to be here. But I'm going to stop asking if everything is all right. I'll assume you'll let me know if you want to talk about anything beyond the questions. I'll just
Okay,
respond.
so you this was our Maya. I hope you like it. I will meet you next day, next topic. Thank